Operation Status Quo. Operation Status Quo. Prepare to engage. Operation Status Quo. Ready to engage. Operation Status Quo. Engaged. 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 Oh, hello to the world. The beautiful world out there. You are the world, right? We are the world. We are the children. Isn't that what we are? Aren't we all that? It's like, hey, happy Sunday out there to you. Coming to you on a Sunday, on the weekend. Was thinking of my beautiful audience out there today and said, let me come on here for a little bit and see how the world's shaking out. How's everybody doing out there? You feeling good? Everybody, what are we worried about today? We worried about what's happening today? Are the banks collapsing today? Is every politician on the planet going to be rounded up and arrested? They probably all should be. And what else is going on? Aliens, asteroids, floods, tornadoes, earthquakes. I don't know. You name it, we got it out there, right? Okay, but today is a different type of day. For anyone who's followed me, again, I've said this a couple times, although this is another version or, kind of as this show has been progressing of what I've been doing over time. But one of the things I used to do previous, if anyone who's been following along, was called Fun Facts. I enjoy going through these lists of fun facts. I have nice lists of fun facts, and I like to share that type of stuff because it's fun. We don't always have to be so serious all the time. Everything is so serious, unfortunately, in our world today, all the issues, and everybody's worried about, doom and gloom. And, granted, there's stuff going on out there, but at the same time, we don't have to, live in this fear all the time, right? I mean, we have to at least have a little bit of fun, and it's the weekend, so let's have a little bit of fun. And today's program is entitled Just the Facts, ma'am, because we're going to do some fun facts. I have it labeled as part one because I have quite an extensive list, and I figure, we can do this from time to time. Maybe when it pop up on the weekend or, just a fun day, every once in a while. We can't do every show that's like talking about, please, people, what's the world coming to? You got to wake up. You got to stand up for yourself, which you do. You really, really do. But we can't every day be banging on the walls. We have to have a little bit of fun, too. We should do a barbecue special one day. That's what I should do here, too. I should have put a little grill in front of me and I can cook some stuff on the grill while we're talking. We'll call it grilling with Pete or something. I don't know. Anyway, welcome to Operation Status Quo. Today is the 2nd of April, 2023. We're going to do some fun facts and just have a good time for a quick little 20 minutes, and just enjoy each other's company. And this is something you could throw on and just giggle your way through. Giggle your way through. Really, if you could just giggle your way through anything you watch of what I do, would be absolutely wonderful. It's for your own benefit, and it would make me feel like maybe you appreciate something. I have no idea. But anyway, by the way, too, let me just mention that, I have been reaching out to some people. I do have an interview set for later this week, so, I don't want to talk too much about it, because I want to make sure it actually happens and goes through, but I'll be posting that up once that happens, and I have a couple other people I've been talking to for some interviews and such. And again, Operation Status Quo. This is the place where we observe the status quo and we learn to flow with the quo. But we don't have to necessarily be the quo. We can, create our own quo and we can flow with that. So, it's just something to keep in mind. So, you are welcome here. Everyone is welcome here. If you have something you want to share, let me know. Just drop me a comment, and all that kind of stuff, or contact me. I got contact information in the description box below and all. So just hit me up, as they say, and I'll be more than happy to put you on, and you can talk about whatever you want. You pick the topic. It doesn't have to be me. You pick the topic. Tell me what you want to talk about, and we'll talk about it, and then we'll talk about it. Right. So, what was I going to say? Anything else about that? Anyway, I'm Pete Palma, if I haven't said that before too, and it's wonderful to be here with you all. So let's just get into it. Let's do some fun facts today. Well, not fun facts, just the facts, ma'am, part one. So we're going to do a few of these today because it's a Sunday and we just want to have some, kind of fun times, a little bit of fun times on the weekend without everything being so heavy because, next week is going to be big. Trump will show up in New York and there'll be that kind of stuff. So we'll have plenty to talk about, as the whole system crumbles around us. So in the meantime, let's have a little bit of fun today, right? So here we go. We have today, just the facts, man. Oh my gosh. Of course, I hit the wrong button right off the bat, because they keep putting these freaking pop-up ads, and I can't get rid of this crap. Here we go. Thank you very much. Okay, so number one, we're going to do 10 today. So I'll keep you on. We're going to keep it in a time frame. Today, number one, just the facts, ma'am. Number one today: more human twins are being born now than ever before. So you might want to think about that if you're deciding to go out and have a night on the town and have some unprotected fun, as it were. Not only would you be stuck with one little bambino, you could possibly be stuck with two bambinos, which I find also interesting because they keep talking about the world population is going down, and the difference between the people who are aging and the young people coming up. It's just this catastrophic difference. I've been hearing all kinds of stuff like that, but we're not going down negative roads today. But do you get the feeling that there are more twins around these days than there used to be? Well, you should, because according to a new study in the Journal of Human Reproduction, the twinning rate has increased by 1/3 since the 80s, up from 9 to 12 twins per 1,000 deliveries. So currently that adds up to about 1.6 million twins born each year across the world, meaning 1 out of every 42 babies is a twin. Helping drive this is the increasing use of medically assisted reproduction. The delay in childbearing, twinning has been found to increase with a mother's age. So there you go. Of course, the hormones, God knows what the additives and the stuff in the food, and probably like the 5G too. You probably get knocked up, and then the 5G gets all, bouncing around in the womb, and then, it probably splits into like 6. Before you know it, you'll be spitting out 6 babies, or who knows, you might just spit out the babies like one piece at a time, like the arm comes out and then the head comes out, So watch out for the 5G, watch out for the hormones in the food, watch out for all those twins out there. There's too many twins. It'd be nice if I had a twin. I wouldn't mind having a twin, because then that'd be a great way to do it. You have to have a twin, but you have to not acknowledge that you have a twin, so that you can, divide the labor and each live, kind of a happy life, but everybody thinking you're the same person. And then I guess if one twin gets out of control, you have to just, what are you going to do? You have to get rid of the twin, just like in the movie Multiplicity, with, what's his name? Michael Keaton. Remember when he had all the, cloned himself all those times and they kept getting dumber, each clone? Actually, if I think of it from that perspective, that each clone that you make of yourself gets a little dumber each time, I'm probably way down. I'm not the original Pete. Oh my God, I'm like way down the list. I'm probably like the 10th, 20th reproduction. Yeah, it all makes sense. It makes sense. Hey-o. All right. Did you know a narwhal's tusk reveals its past living conditions? Which I find very interesting. It just says here, much like the rings of a tree can tell you its age and provide clues about the life it has lived, so does the long tusk of the narwhal. And, I find this interesting, really, because truthfully, I mean, how many people have even seen a narwhal? I think the only time I've ever seen one was in the movie Elf, when he says, "Goodbye, Mr. Narwhal," when he's on the little patch of ice floating away. I don't know how many times you've seen a narwhal, but somebody is getting into these narwhals. They're getting into the tusks and figuring out what's going on with the narwhal's life. But so just know that if you run into a narwhal, if you want to start studying this now, you can perhaps learn how to read the tusk of the narwhal, and then you yourself will be able to assess what's going on in this narwhal's life when you run into it. So great piece of information there. Number 3 on our list today is the first person convicted of speeding was going 8 miles per hour. That is 8, which is, ironically enough, 8 is like the infinity system. If you turn the 8 on infinity symbol, if you take the 8 and turn it on its side, it looks like the infinity symbol. So it makes sense that you would get pulled over for going 8 miles an hour, because in reality, it's really, you're going infinity. You're traveling in 8 is actually infinity. So they're going so fast. I don't even know how they caught this person, but according to the Guinness Book of World Records, the first person to be charged with speeding was Walter Arnold. See, you can't trust anybody with 2 first names right off the bat. So that's a problem. He was in an English village, on January 28th of 1896. Arnold was spotting going 4 times the speed limit in his 19th century Benz, but but since the speed limit at the time was just 2 miles per hour, that meant he was not going too fast by today's standards. The constable had to chase him down on his bicycle, issuing a ticket. Anyway, and Arnold has this speedy distinction. Anyway, it's kind of funny, though, because if the speed limit was like 2 miles an hour, I mean, at that point, it's probably quicker to walk, right? I mean, you're walking past the car, you're like, hey, just going out for a little ride here, just going out for a little ride. Everybody's just kind of like walking by you. I mean, not for anything, the cop was able to catch him on a bike. It's like crazy. By 8 miles an hour. How much gas was that car? Was that before did they use gas in the cars back then? I know they used to crank them up, but I guess they still had gas, right? Probably always used gas. So anyway, number 4 on our list today, the new car smell is the scent of dozens of chemicals. So you have that beautiful new car smell, but it's actually dozens of chemicals, which of course makes sense because everything in our mainstream world is polluted and designed to kill you. So they try to, get you. Everybody loves the new car smell. People pay for the new car smell. So basically you pay, to be poisoned. For a few odors are as pleasing as the new car smell. And not just because it's nice to be in a brand new car, but while the scent may be strangely satisfying, the fact is that it's pretty much just a combination of 50 plus chemicals known as volatile organic compounds that are released into the car, decaying quickly over time. The concentrations found in the typical new car aren't dangerous. Oh yeah, I always got to tell you that. It's not dangerous. We're just going to pump 50 plus chemicals that are decaying. These are the words that get decaying in your car. But you're fine. Don't worry about it. But among the VOCs that make up much of the new car smell, those are also found in nail polish, auto fuel, and petroleum. So I mean, you're breathing in shit, all right? You're breathing in shit, but it smells great. You drive down the road, let everybody, oh, I got a new car. Smell it. Let's all smell it and die together. Honestly, it's a great thing. If a lot of people like try to commit suicide in the car, they put they turn the car on and they shut the garage or whatever, or put the hose, from the tailpipe into the car and try to knock themselves out. You don't have to do it. You don't have to just get in the new car with the new car smell, breathe deeply, and you'll be gone before you know it. All right, what do I got here? The world wastes about 1 billion metric tons of food each year. And we know this. Oh my gosh, what is going on here? Oh my gosh, I keep trying to, these pop-up ads come up on this thing, and every time I try to close it, it just takes me to the ad. There we go. Okay, anyway, 1 billion metric tons of food each year. And, this is honestly, very displeasing to me because I just can't get over, especially when you see today how the food prices and everything are with inflation and everything that's going on. And what do we got? And we're throwing away food. Again, I talked about this on, another show, and we're not getting into deep, stuff like that today, but food just becomes like a product, it's just something to sell. It's just a company wants to see what they earn. They really don't care how much of it gets thrown away. If you buy a box of something and then it goes in the trash or whatever, you go out to dinner and you take 2 bites and you throw the rest in the trash, nobody cares because they got paid for it, right? Food waste is a huge problem. Well, how big? About 931 million metric tons. That's how much food that researchers with the United Nations estimated was wasted. This is back in 2019, so I'm sure it's even more. That was it said it was wasted in 2019 according to the Food Waste Index report of 2021. So I don't know, it took them 2 years to get the report out. I don't know. It surveyed 54 countries, finding that the majority of wasted food, 61%, comes from homes, while restaurants and other food services produce 26% of wasted food. Grocery stores make up just 13% of food waste. And anyway, I just don't understand food waste personally. It kind of really one of those things that really gets to me. There's people hungry all the time, and we make it difficult for people to get the food that they want to have, and yet we're wasting all this food. And I had a friend of mine too that used to. I mean, he would go to this nice Amish market and he would buy like all these meats like over the weekend. He sit outside in the weekend. He'd cook up chicken and sausages and steak, and he'd cook up all this. I mean, really good stuff. And nobody would eat it. Like his kids just wanted McDonald's and pizza, and he wound up throwing all this crap away like every week. And I used to tease and say, listen, my man, bring it in to work. I'll give you a few bucks for it. I mean, look at those beautiful sausages. You're going to put them in the trash. I can't take it. It's like George Costanza in that episode of Seinfeld when the eclair or whatever sitting right on top of the trash. It wasn't like, and Jerry's got like, was it in the bin? It was in the bin, but it was on top. You know what I mean? So, how bad is it? Do we have to really throw it away? At least give it to your neighbor. Do something with it, for God's sake, instead of wasting all the food. Okay, here we go. Just the facts, ma'am. Number 6 today on our list of 10. The severed head of a sea slug can grow a whole new body. Now, that might sound something like out of a horror film, but it's all too real. So this particular type of sea slug has been found to not only survive decapitation, but to be able to grow a whole new body from it. So that's pretty interesting, personally. I would like to do that as well. Like, it's a shame. I always enjoyed the planaria worm. When I was in school, we had the planaria worm. You can cut it in half, this way. You can cut it in half that way, and it will regenerate, the whole rest of the body. Even here in Florida, these lizards, they run around, they're running for their life. They get their tails nipped off all the time. They grow it back. I've seen lizards, because my cat chases the lizards. And every once in a while, he half mutilates one. I try to set it free, and it looks like it's really dead out there, and it's not going to make it, And then all of a sudden, you give it a couple hours, and that thing's skipping around again. So, the lizards can regenerate. I would like to regenerate if I could. First, I'd like to start off with my brain, because I feel like it was lost a long time ago. Something's missing in here, at least 2/3, and if it would just regenerate. Can you imagine if you got in a car accident and got decapitated and your head rolled down the street and then the rest of your body just grew back out of it and you're like, whew, damn, that sucked, It's like, that'd be pretty cool, though, if we could regenerate that way. It would make life a lot easier, especially for people who do some of these jobs that are fairly intense, labor-intensive, or something dangerous, Like if you're, I don't know, you do work something with power tools and you accidentally cut your hand off and you're like, oh, shit, I need a couple hours. I grow my hand back and we'll get back on the job. That would be perfect, all right? Anyway, just the facts, ma'am. Number 7 here today. Hair and nails grow faster during pregnancy. Now, I can't attest to this personally. And look at my head. I don't even know about growing hair, what that even means to a person who's not pregnant. If you're out there and you're a lady, or maybe you want to be a lady, whatever works for you. If you're tell me, is this true? It says a surprising side effect of pregnancy is that nails and hair grow faster than usual. This is due to changes in hormones as well as increased blood circulation and metabolism supplying nutrients. So maybe out there, if you were pregnant, did you notice your hair growing faster? Is it possible for me to get knocked up and maybe my hair will grow back? That's something to consider. I'm not really much for the long nails. I don't need those, but a little hair would be all right, I guess. I don't mind the baldness, but if I can get pregnant and, they got all these chemicals and stuff, maybe I can just transition to a woman for just a short period of time to get my hair to grow back. I don't know. It's just a lot of things to consider, because this world is just an amazing place with so many opportunities. By the way, this is Operation Status Quo. I hope you're having a good time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and send this out to anyone that you may think could or could not be interested. All right, number 8 on our list. We have 2 more after this one, ladies and gentlemen, here today. The world's smallest reptile was first reported in 2021. So those who think everything on the planet has already been discovered might not just be looking close enough. A tiny chameleon discovered in northern Madagascar and measuring just 28.9 millimeters is believed to be the smallest reptile on Earth. Okay, so there you go. There's a tiny little, I don't know why this is interesting in any capacity. There's a lot of tiny little things. I was just talking about, I was just talking about lizards. I was just talking about them. God, it's all meant to be. It's all meant to be. Hey-o. How you doing out there, by the way? You feeling good on a Sunday? Feeling good on a Sunday. All right, here we go. Many feet bones don't harden until you're an adult. And now, on this, I think this is true personally, because although chronologically I would be considered an adult, emotionally and psychologically I am still, in the larvae stage. So, and I noticed that my feet feel quite gelatinous. So I'm thinking that my feet haven't hardened yet, because although chronologically I should be an adult, the mental aspects of myself have not caught up, and it's not allowing my bones to harden, which makes it very difficult to walk. I mean, I do have to usually crawl around the house a lot of times, going up and down the steps biceps is very difficult. So I'm hoping that at some point this will come to fruition, that my feet bones will finally harden. But feet are enormously complex parts of the body. Each foot contains 26 bones as well as 36 joints and 19 muscles, which work together to allow for a huge range of motion and movements. But many of those bones remain cartilage throughout a person's childhood, slowly ossifying into bone as the years go on. So there you go. So if you have any achy feet or anything like that, you probably still have a lot of cartilage in your feet that you're not letting yourself grow the proper way. So, or, maybe drink some milk. Although I'm not going to get into the thing, don't drink milk, but, something with calcium, maybe that'll help you out if you have a problem. But I'm looking forward to my bones hardening so I can really get out there and, get into life. Okay, here we go. We got one more today on Just the Facts, ma'am. Part 1 here. Some sea snakes can breathe through their skin. So there you go. You might think it's just fish that have gills, but there are several species of sea snake that breathe through their skin as well. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable. There's snakes in the water, sea snakes breathing through their skin. As if we don't have enough trauma in our lives already, we have to worry now about these sea snakes that are just going to breathe through their skin at will. They're just doing it. It's like, come on, somebody help us out over here. Oh, my gosh. How we doing? Everybody all right? Listen, I want to thank you so much for being here today on Operation Status Quo with me, Pete Palma. Don't forget, Operation Status Quo is a place of love, togetherness, joy. It's a place to express our ideas, whatever they may be. It's a space to observe the status quo of the world and to learn how to flow with the quo, just to analyze and make observations and just kind of what's going on out there. And we don't have to get upset about anything. We understand the quo, we flow with the quo, and we build our lives so that our quo can flow as slow as it needs to go. I'm just trying to rhyme it out a little bit. All right, so that's it for today. I just wanted to come out here on a Sunday because it's a Sunday, it's the weekend, try to send out a little positive vibe, do something a little bit fun. A lot more great stuff coming here on Operation Status Quo. As I said earlier, got some things in the works with some people, and I'm reaching out to other people, and everything takes the time it takes. But I'm really, I'm happy about this because I just started again March 19th. And this is the 11th live stream already. So did most days, and I've been getting some, nice feedback, and, more so than I was before. So I like the way it's going. I think the vibe is good, and hopefully you're enjoying the vibe. So, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, send it out to all your friends, your family, those you love, and of course, those you despise as well, because they need the most help of all. I'm Pete Palma. This is Operation Status Quo. God bless each and every one of you. Until next time, which will probably be tomorrow. Operation Status Quo disengaged.